find anything that we stolen. Better focus on.
I've been getting quite a few questions about how I got recruited and how to help you guys get recruited. So today, that's what we're going to go over. Alright, so from my perspective, I am a runner. And don't click off the video yet. The tips I'm about to give you, the information I'm about to give you is going to help for football, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, etc. Any sport, the information I'm about to give you is going to help you get recruited no matter what sport you play, no matter what level you're at. The information I'm about to give you just focuses strictly on recruiting, not the sport, but this will be coming from my recruiting process and from my sport that I got recruited for. So the first tip I'm going to give you guys is coaches really look into showtime performances, okay? When you're coming down to the championship season of your guys' sports, you have to show out. You have to prove yourself that you're mentally and physically strong to be able to catch that coach's eye, because they don't want a loser, they want a winner's mentality. And that's important when coaches are looking to bring a kid into their program, is they want to bring winners in. And if you can't perform at the highest level late in your season during that playoff game when you're down by 10 points with 1 quarter to go and you can't help your team come back, it's going to be tough, because coaches want to see a winner's mentality to bring into their program. Or like, you're in a race, from my perspective, you're in a race and it comes down to the last 100 meters and you can't fully outkick the kid. You have to have high performances when it matters. For instance, I was a basketball player for many years and I was looking to go to basketball for college, right? But I didn't have that late playoff run mentality where I needed to step up to take my team to the next level. That wasn't in me, and that's why I didn't get to college for basketball. I run now. But we would make it to the first round of playoffs and we would automatically lose, no matter who the team was or anything, because none of us had the mentality to be able to take the team on our back and carry us through that game and show coaches that we have the winner's mentality and we are willing to do whatever it takes to win. And that's what coaches want to do. They want to win. They want to have that winning program to be able to get better players just to keep the tradition going. And when I got into running, my mentality was a physical mentality and a mental mentality that took me, when I hit that pain spot in running, that I just took another level. And that's how I caught some coaches' eyes, was my mentality and the work I'm willing to put in to be good. The countless hours on the roads, the countless hours doing the extras to be able to be good, that's what matters when it comes down to. Next tip I'm going to give you guys is kind of a double tip, but the first point is a little weird. So first point is you have to make sure you're in love with the sport. For my instance, if I went for basketball, I would have probably dropped out because I wasn't truly in love with the sport. You have to. College is brutal. College is insanely brutal, and if you're going into it with all the classes, all the extra hours you have to be put in to be good, to compete at the college level, you have to be in love with the sport. Otherwise, it's going to be a mental grind all 4 years, and you won't be able to do it because you're not physically and mentally in the sport if you're not in love with the grind, not in love with the sport. And part 2 to this, or another tip of this, is you have to put yourself out there. For basketball, I would email a crap ton of coaches. I probably emailed a whole list of like 50 coaches, just sending what type of player I am, sending what I am about, just talking to them, letting them know where I'm from and my averages and stuff. Cross country came a little easier for me since I started so late and my progression was so good. Coaches kind of reached out to me, but they don't happen very often. So when you're getting in the recruiting process, you have to make sure that you are reaching out to coaches, because coaches have there's hundreds of thousands of kids, millions of kids in this world trying to go to the next level, right? That's every kid's dream, is to go to the next level. And you have to put yourself out there in coaches' eyes, otherwise they will never see you. So that means emailing coaches, that means creating a highlight, taking an hour out of your day to create that highlight, send to a coach so they know what type of player they were talking to, and if they like your stuff, then you caught that coach's eye, and most likely something will happen out of that just from sending a simple email. Along with this, there is questionnaires on every single college website's page. Go there, there should be a little tab that says recruit, and then there'll be a questionnaire and you fill that out. It doesn't mean they'll see that, that's why the email is so important, but if you fill out that questionnaire, you're most likely to be put on a recruiting list, which can also get the coach's eye. So as many options as you have to get the coach's eye, take every advantage, because otherwise the coach will never see you throughout all these millions of kids trying to be in the same spot you want to be in. So you have to take initiative and push and take that extra hour just to take care of your future. Tip number 4, social media. Coaches look at social media a lot. They want to know when you're coming into a program, they want to know what type of personality they're getting out of a kid. They don't want some kid posting some dumb stuff on social media, or some kid that likes to run around late at night partying and drinking. When you want to go to a high winning program, they're not going to want to look at that type of stuff and see it on there. You have to keep your social media clean. You have to make sure you can post the stuff you want, but make sure it's not dumb stuff. Like if you want to post about your truck, your car, whatever, they're not going to care. You don't have to strictly post about your sport. But I'm talking about like the nights you go out partying. Don't be posting videos and stuff of that, or the dumb stuff you do that night. Just leave that off social media. If you do that stuff, just leave it off social media. Coaches will see that and they'll know that you're not 100% into their program, and they won't want you. When you're coming into a program, you have to make sure you're 100% in, buy into their stuff, and that's how they will see you. So the last and final tip I have for you guys is grades. I know we all hate school. I freaking hate it so much, but grades are important, and you first have to get accepted into the school to be able to even compete. So if you don't have good grades and you don't accept it into that school, you won't even be able to compete for that school because you can't even get accepted into it. You have to be eligible in college as well to be able to compete. Yes, a lot of times kids come uneligible and stuff in college because college is a different world. You're all alone, but your high school grades, just to be able to get there, have to be good. You have to have a good GPA. Most schools don't require a ACT anymore, but make sure that GPA is good. Make sure you're at least averaging above a C, B, whatever grade you, depends what school you go to. If you go to a big school, make sure those grades are C's. Just make sure they are okay so coaches don't have to worry about you struggling in college, because it's the last thing they want. The last thing they want is for you to come into their program and just not do anything because you're dumber than a box of rocks. So that's very important. It's grades. I hate them. I know most athletes hate them, but they are very important, and it's a big step in this recruiting process. There is 5 tips for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helps you guys. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below, because I have a lot of tips for you guys, and let me know down in the comments what more tips you guys want. I know some of you guys left some comments for this video, so I decided to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm a D2 athlete, so I have some type of perspective on this. So hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. This is another video. Peace.